we were talking tonight at dinner, how did I get started? Well, I was in a singing contest here in Seattle, and one of the judges owned an agency called Heffner Management. And he said to me, we were doing these interviews, and he said, Barbara, you should consider being a large-size model. And I said, excuse me? What are you talking about? I had no idea what that was. It was definitely a very, very new thing, as far as I was concerned, especially. And I'm sorry, but large size, wouldn't you guys think that that was a little bit offensive? Thank you. And so I said, no, thank you. I took his card for some reason, and left that place. And I was so ticked off that I would show him if he wanted large, I would give him large. I promptly went to McDonald's, got a supersized fry and a, whatever, chocolate shake, and, oh my gosh, and you guys, that's not a healthy way to deal with your frustration. I just put that on the table. But that's what I did. I said, if he wants large, I'm going to give him large, A couple weeks went by. Decided, you know what, I'm going to go see what this guy is talking about, what large size is, what does that mean exactly. So went to his office, it was all legitimate. My dad made me ask that question. And explain this, plus size obviously is, larger girls, but you're a model, but you're a plus size. Plus is about a 12 to a 16, size 12 to size 16. For regular models, it's going down, which is so depressing for me to see. But it's, anywhere from a 2, sometimes a 6. If you have an Eddie Bauer type client, you might be able to be an 8, but usually it's in the 2 to 4 range. My height and taller, 5'9" to 5'11". So it's really out of whack there. And I was looking at these items on these women's portfolio, or their cards, and the height was the same, the measurements were the same, and I started understanding, and to me, they were gorgeous women, and I thought, okay, well, if he thinks that I'm in that category, then maybe there's something to this, It wasn't a negative anymore, it was something that I took as a compliment, even though I still want to change the name of our industry. I hate plus size. Oh, that's just not a good thing. If you guys come up with anything, email me, please. Basically, I started traveling. I did my, a few shops here in Seattle, and I was working locally at Bon Marché. I worked at Fred Meyer, Meyer and Frank down in Portland, places like that. So very local in college. And then, I started working more and traveling more and going to different places. And my very first trip with them was to the Bahamas. And it was a breath of fresh air to see these women in their normal daily lives, just walking down the street in sundresses, probably our version of size 20, 18 to 20. And there was no problem there whatsoever, and I loved it because it was basically a celebration for me to see women comfortable like that and not even having a second thought about, wearing a sundress with a coat or covering up like my little bib overalls. It was a beautiful thing. I have to stay true to who I am, or I will go nuts. Okay, I have had German clients call my agency and say, Barbara, next shoot, she needs to be a size 12. I'm typically between a 14 and 16. And she needs to be a size 12. And then the next client calls up and says, I really need Barbara to be a full 16. I cannot do that. I cannot do that to my body. I have to be who I am, where I'm comfortable. And that's just the way it is. Every single job that I have been on has been a celebration of who I am as a woman, and it has nothing to do with the outside of me, and I've so appreciated that shooting there. When I first started 10 years ago, nobody even knew, I didn't know what plus modeling was. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't know it existed, and if it did, it was, for fat chicks or something negative. But I will tell you that when I work for clients and they don't use a plus model, they use, a size 6 or 8 woman, if you call that catalog and tell them that you despise that you don't like it, or you want to see more representation in your size, it does happen. And I'm so excited and pleased to be a part of awareness, of healthy body awareness. It's important, it's a must. It's something that women and men we can come together and really deal with that in our culture. So thanks for having me.